What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Monday, March 31st, 2025, and we are back with another live here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you are here. Hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live, or just simply join the Discord and you should be notified in there. So as y'all can see by the title, we will be talking about, and yes, I said we because I'm not alone today, as y'all can see by the title. We will be talking about that text and Pete Hegseth and the just straight up incompetency so far with this administration. But before we get into all that, let me acknowledge those who are in the chat so far. We have Jerry Bedford, Wallow J. We got Hurricane Nisi, DSM Sinister, Isaac George, RDRD, Sybil, Anita Harrell, Ricky Ross T, Reparation Nation, Brother Man to You, Gamers Den, Black Voltron, Anthony Phillips, Jerome, and that is it so far. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring KG up, and a shout out to FBA Queen for being here as well. KG, what's going on?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? 2 months.
2 months. This is on. We are just now. We are getting ready to enter the second quarter.
Tariffs and intelligence leaks. But they said MAGA's going to keep winning. Torian, are you enjoying all this winning?
Winning must be redefined if that's their definition of winning.
Losers win.
But don't tell them that. They're under the impression that they're still winning.
Well, let's see how they feel about it this summer when their stuff goes up and they start feeling it.
Yeah. And speaking of, you did a live earlier about the tariffs that are You
want to sent you a private chat message, by the way.
I saw that. I'm gonna check it out after we're done with this live. You want to briefly explain to the people who may have missed it just a summary of what that's all about?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. But I just gotta take care of something real quick. So
okay,
I'll explain when I come back.
Okay. All right. Well, while KG is handling brief business, I'll talk to y'all. Yeah, we are in for one heck of a situation. I think that's the light way of putting it. An extremely light way of putting it, because it's going to be some dark days ahead. Let's see. I think with some more people popped in, we got Cosmo Fury that just popped in as well. We got Nightfall Drop that just came in too. But yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. So I hope everybody is prepared. And like I said, this is what they voted for.
Hey, are you not entertained with these tariffs? So briefly, we all know Wednesday is supposed to be called Liberation Day. This is where it's Trump's 25% tariffs across the board, especially for China, including their extra 10%, supposed to go into effect. Now, they tell you it's only for those 3 countries, but it's also for the entire world. And everything's going to go up, from tires to food to electronics, computers, whatever we use, it's going to go up, because he thinks that's going to spur people to come back over here and do business here. And these corporations, I've already told you, it's not as simple as just packing up shop and coming back home. They would love to do it, but they can't, because it's not cost conducive for them. And 2, they've given their lobbyists so much power in DC that the lobbyists are going to say, we're making more money internationally and we have bigger access to the global share. Why would we just limit ourselves going back to the US just to appease Trump? Even though he's been threatening people, saying, you don't want to be the one to say you're not doing it. Well, they're going to do it on Wednesday, and they're going to dare him to do something, and he's not going to do anything.
And that's just the summary version of it.
Yeah.
If the summary version of it already made you like kind of clam up, just imagine what the full narrative feels like.
Buy your t-shirts now.
Yeah, people are gonna be scrambling the next 24 hours.
You're back to school shopping for your kids. I would go do it now.
Yeah, it's gonna be looking real soon. And that is like when you say that, I'll just want to like probably go to a store or something like that just to see what the prices are looking like.
Well, it's not going to be immediate. I would go next
Okay.
week. Go next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that means if it's anything on the shelves to see next week, it may not be the way people gonna be going to go through these aisles and just completely swipe everything in sight, even things that they don't need.
Well, it's not like they said there's no run on it. It's just incremental price increases they're trying to avoid, but I don't think they're going to do a run on it. But as I said, check next week. Because they knowing him and the way he move he's not subtle. So
right. He's very overt with it.
Yes.
But now that we've gotten that out the way, we're going to be talking about a person, another unqualifiable, as I like to call him, Pete Hegseth, aka the drunk guy or the alcoholic. And I don't know if KG probably saw it, the post. People were saying, was he drunk when this happened? I said I wouldn't be surprised if he was, because that's one of the things that they grilled him on during his confirmation hearing back in January. They grilled him on a few things, but that one they really drilled him on. But
did you see what SNL did to him?
I saw SNL trending behind this, but I didn't see the skit.
Yeah, they basically had him showing up in a group chat with full of teenagers.
Oh God!
And he was talking about nuclear subs.
Wow.
I was like, all right,
Scoop, you didn't miss the live. We just getting started. We haven't even we about to really get into it now. So you are right on time. All right. So the first thing I wanted to pull up was this article right here from the New Republic. It was posted on March 24th, 2025. It said Hegseth's own words come back to haunt him after texting war plans. It says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth accidentally text war plans to a journalist in a jaw-dropping error. Now, I got to ask you a question, KG, and the chat can engage as well. Do you think it was an accident or was it intentional?
It was intentional because the person was already in there.
And do you want to explain to the people, for those who don't know, who the person was in there that wasn't supposed to be in there?
Yes, it was Jeffrey Goldberg, a reporter for The Atlantic. You know, a magazine that Trump liked to say is they're going out of business and they're on the left and they mainstream and they fake news. But
so you gotta go ahead.
We still gotta ask the question: how the hell did he get in?
That was what I was right before you had said that. That's what I was going to ask. How in the world did a reporter for the any reporter for that matter get into a group chat like that? That's supposed to be an off limits chat. As a matter of fact, the text message that we saw, us as civilians were never supposed to see something like that ever. That was supposed to be something that was completely like a phantom, like something that it could be hidden in plain sight, but we don't know where it's at. But this right here, and I've lived for 35 going on 36 years, and I have seen in some things, but nothing like that before.
But you know, they like to tell you that they're gonna be different. Incompetence knows no political ideology.
And then you know that like I was telling you before we got started, you had the people on there caping and trying to say that, oh, it wasn't war plans or it was an accident. It's like they kept trying to soften the blow. I said that okay, let's hypothetically say all of that of what you're saying is good. Still, that doesn't answer the question as to why an Atlantic reporter was in that group chat.
Well, the reason is they had some white boy in there that put him up in there.
So they had someone else in there that wasn't supposed to be in there. Oh, so they just it's like this is a free fall, like anybody can be in there.
Yeah, all you need is your phone number.
So and they was using an app called Signal, right? It was called Signal. So it works like WhatsApp.
Right. You just give them your phone number and then you get in.
Or Telegram or something like that.
Right.
Y'all, this is why on the thumbnail it says the Office of Incompetency. But let's go ahead and get into the article itself. It says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth probably regrets mistakenly sending the Trump administration's classified plans to attack Yemen to Atlantic editor Jeffrey Goldberg, not least because he'll have to eat his own words. In 2016, while working for Fox News, and that still kind of boggles my mind that they just scooped this person off of Fox News to put them in a position like this. Hegseth repeatedly criticized then presidential candidate Hillary Clinton for storing classified information on a private email server at her home. In one instance, Hegseth pointedly asked, "How damaging is it to your ability to recruit or build allies with others when they are worried that our leaders may be exposing them because of their gross negligence or their recklessness in handling information?" Well, if that's not the pot calling the kettle black, I mean, the hypocrisy is real. I'm like, the same thing you accused Hillary Clinton of doing, you literally did.
Mm-hmm.
And
except they're going to tell you,
and the whole world saw it.
Except they're going to tell you that she put it on a private server that wasn't encrypted or secured, and Signal is supposed to have end-to-end encryption. But my thing is, the people who were in the chat, they didn't do their due diligence.
They really didn't.
Right.
It says, in the same segment, Hegseth also remarked on the recklessness and danger of Clinton's actions. The people we rely on to do dangerous and difficult things for us to rely on one thing from us, that we will not reveal their identity, that we will not be reckless with the dangerous thing they are doing for us. That's the national security implications of a private server that's unsecured, Hegseth said. You was going to add something there?
Not yet.
Okay. Later in 2023, Hegseth spoke on Fox News about classified documents found at President Biden's home, which Biden cooperated with investigators to return, unlike Trump. If at the very top there's no accountability, then two tiers of justice exist, Hegseth said, comparing Biden to a Navy sailor who was jailed for photographing classified areas of a submarine. All of this exposes Republican double standards when it comes to classified information. Hegseth's 2016 attacks on Clinton servers seem quaint compared to sharing military plans outside of government communications on a Signal chat with a journalist present. Hegseth's attacks on Biden's lack of accountability for his handling of classified documents were hypocritical, even without Monday's revelations, as Trump faced no legal consequences for keeping classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate and refusing to return them. In keeping with Hegseth's own statements, should he, Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and everyone else in the Signal chat face accountability for discussing secret military plans outside of government servers and channels? And that's the whole article. Well, that part right there.
They forgot one important person.
J.D. Vance?
Nope. I'm going to let you show the family this. And put this in the private chat, because I love how they just focus on Pete Hegseth, but they don't talk about this dude too much. But we know why, and I'll explain why after you read it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me bring it over to the other screen so I can share it. Let's see. And the person that KG is talking about is Mike Waltz. So explain to people what role he plays in this.
Well, this idiot right here.
And that's what they called him. Right. That's what they called him.
This idiot was the one who put the reporter in there in the first place.
Oh.
He, Mr. Waltz, not to be confused with Tim Walz, this guy is a national security aide. So he works closely with Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth. But mainstream not talking about him too much because they want to focus on Pete Hegseth. I know he's the bigger name, but yeah, Trump ain't feeling him right now. Even though they said that this whole thing is closed and, you know, it was just a mistake, this, that, and the third. Trump not liking him too tough. It's something I said last week as well. I said that they weren't going to fire anybody because they don't want to have a repeat of Michael Flynn when he got done with that man after 20 days. Because that's going to look bad. Somebody from your national security side is getting fired within your first 2 months. That doesn't look good. And Trump's already said that he didn't want to fire people like he did the first time. But yeah, this is him. That's the DII, or if I ever saw one.
All of them are, to be quite honest, because like I said, what do we talk about? All the people that Trump appointed were quote unquote loyalists or allies of some sort.
I also forgot about his Asian wife.
I said loyalists and allies does not mean you qualify for a job. That just means you got good connections. That's about it.
Yeah. I also forgot his Asian wife, who has no security clearance, was in that chat too. Yeah. So yeah.
But you want to know what's also interesting, and I think you actually showed this on your live, and that was the statement that Trump gave after it got revealed about what happened. I want the family to listen to what Trump has to say when a reporter asked him about his thoughts about what is going on as far as that text goes and how that reporter got in that chat room.
Your reaction to the story in the Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic report for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of the Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
having to do with what?
Look at that. Wait, I gotta go back. The look on the face of the reporter, it was like, is this guy serious? Like the facial expression tells it all. He's like, is this dude for real? How is it that we know about what's going on in your own administration and you don't, and you're right there?
Well, that's usually how DC works. You should know that. The media knows everything that happens before the politicians do.
Yeah, right. He sat up there and he says, I have no clue what you're talking about. And then he said about the Atlantic, or like basically not caring about the Atlantic. It doesn't matter if it was the Atlantic or if it was CNN or MSNBC or even Fox News. It's the fact that there was a reporter in that chat that was not supposed to be there, that was put in that chat by someone in your cabinet that you appointed. So he has just as much.
I wouldn't say that because we don't know if Trump picked him. That might have been Hegseth or somebody underneath him, because he was just an aide.
Well, a connect. I'll put it like that. They're connected. The fact is that if you claim, or you're sitting up here claiming you have no clue what's going on, then people are going to be looking like you have no control of the position that you're in.
Why does this white man have that look like, is this your man's?
That's what I said. That's what exactly, because when let me run it back a little bit so you can see it. The look on his face was priceless, because I think that's the same type of response, the nonverbal response all of us would have gave when Trump said that.
What?
He said, oh.
Do with what were they talking about?
With the Houthis.
And it wasn't even him asking the question. It was this guy right here. That's the funny part. You would think the way he responded, he was the one asking the question. But he was just responding from what this guy said.
The Houthis, you mean the attack on the Houthis? Right. Well, it couldn't have been very effective, because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time. Anybody else?
Keep going.
That was
right. Did you know that Waltz also had other Signal chats going on about what's going on the security side of the government?
I didn't know that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Yeah, here you go. I got that article for you too. And Tabernacle, guess who else is pissed off at this whole saga? Them Israelis, because they were in the chat too.
I kind of heard some little rumblings that they was going to be upset about that.
Oh yeah, because they had sensitive information up in there too.
Hold on, let me bring this over and share this. So this one is saying Waltz created other Signal chats for national security conversations and still on shaky ground with Trump. You can look at this guy and look like he don't got a clue.
Everybody gotta get a job, B.
Right. Everybody got to get a job. Remember what you said on November, what was going to happen on November the 5th?
Mm-hmm. The grift is over.
And here we are.
Mm.
It's only March 31st, y'all. I'm almost curious to see. I was saying to myself, I would say I'll give it 6 months. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next week.
Well, as I said in my live earlier, them Republican lawmakers, they trying to get sweetheart deals for their states. I'm telling you, them Republicans, it's gonna be Republicans versus MAGA next year, and it's gonna be wonderful. I need all that.
Oh yeah, I'm staying far away from that. I'm like, again, I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm gonna grab my popcorn and I'm just gonna watch the sparks fly. At this point, that's all you really can do.
Yeah. So I sent you the one about the Israelis. They pissed.
Okay, hold on. Let me get that one. Yeah. See, this is why I'm glad I brought you up here today, because a lot of this stuff I didn't even know, because I think a lot of this stuff was posted today. Like the last two things you sent me was posted today. So let's see this one. Oh, this was posted a couple of days ago. It says Israel complains about signal gate leak after giving U.S. key intelligence used in Houthi. Is that Houthi?
Yeah, the Houthis. The Houthis.
Houthi strike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they was like, now thanks to you, we have been exposed. Thank you. That's probably what they're saying. Thank you.
Yeah. So the alleged real bosses, they pissed.
Jerome said I'm gonna grab some blueberry pancakes and a cup of coffee, as long as it's not from Cousin T's.
Fact.
I just had to
throw it in there.
I had to throw that dig in there. Let's see what this one's talking about. Oh, this is from Axios. Signal gate tensions remain high for some lawmakers. I'll see their sum and raise them to most, because I'm willing to bet it's more than just some.
Mm-hmm.
This thing right here gonna have them all on edge, if it isn't already.
This is gonna dominate the spring. They might listen. Let me tell you something, MAGA. This might be impeachable. This might be impeachable. It's not gonna go nowhere, but this might be impeachable, and Republicans might be on board with this.
And you know what? The actual real Republicans, I'm not talking about MAGA. This is probably the lightning in a bottle that they were hoping to catch.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't. They were just waiting for it to happen in any form possible way, and it happened with this. They say, "Oh, this is huge right here."
Yeah, and they're already pissed off that he sat up there and he was signal boosting, not using it as a pun, but he was signal boosting Lindsey Graham. But they're saying Thomas Massey needed to be primary, and that pissed a lot of Republicans off. So I need all that.
Doc said that Elon Musk stepped down. Is that true?
Yes.
About X?
Yes.
Yeah, he sold it. That he did that over the weekend. He sold it to his AI company, which he does not own.
Correct. He's just a CEO, so that means they could vote his ass out anytime they want. This is why I'm hoping by the end of the summer,
and they probably will too.
Yeah, and that's why I'm hoping by the end of the summer, everybody can lose their blue check, unless you're a verified celebrity.
And also, too, isn't something supposed to be happening at the end of May or something like that?
Yeah, he's stepping down from Doge.
Okay. Now
he said that the job will be done by then. I'm like, okay, dude, you found $1 trillion. What did you really accomplish? We've been telling you for decades there was corruption in DC. Y'all even campaigned on it. Now you want to tell me, okay, you found $1 trillion. That's a sign of corruption. Okay, what about the other 33? Why is my kid singing R. Kelly right now?
Wow.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, Pete Hegseth apparently had a response to what has said, and apparently he has pushed back. So let's see what old Pete had to say. He said Pete Hegseth has a social media outburst over war plans text scandal. It says Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth went scorched earth on social media. He probably didn't even pick up, probably only picked up a few blades of grass. Wednesday, after the Atlantic published war plans recently shared by Trump officials in a Signal group chat. In the chat, officials discussed highly sensitive matters of national security about the then upcoming strikes in Yemen, shocking Atlantic editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg, who was accidentally, they should put accidentally in quotes, added to the chat on the commercial messaging app. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt insisted on X, formerly Twitter, Tuesday morning that, quote, no classified material was sent to the thread. What do you got to say about what her statement, what she said?
You smell that?
I think I do.
BS.
Wait, your wife had me cracking up. She said, what?
Yeah.
She's like, what?
What? Yeah. I smell BS.
Yeah, I do too. See, and to the people in the chat, these are names right here that may sound familiar to you or maybe not. Because remember, a couple months ago, I did a live and I went through Trump's entire cabinet at the time. Mm-hmm. Caroline Leavitt's name was one of those names that I mentioned, and it was a long list of people. That was a long article, but I wanted people to know who these people were. Some of y'all can admit if you might have forgotten by then, because some of y'all just don't care. But I wanted to bring those names up because I wanted y'all to know who's putting this crap out there.
Mm-hmm. Remember, I told y'all they weren't gonna hire no black person to be the voice of the country. They hired some blonde-haired white woman, and she looked like a complete tool. She's the white version of Stud Pierre.
Ooh. So they went from bad to worse.
No, they went from bad to DEI.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there. Okay, it goes on to say that differs from Goldberg, who said the text included precise information about weapons packages, targets, and timing. A short time later, Hegseth took to X and claimed Goldberg didn't know what he was talking about and suggested the information that concerned the journalist were really nothing at all. He says, so let me get this straight. The Atlantic released the so-called war plans, and those plans include no names, no targets, no locations, no units, no routes, no sources, no methods, and no classified information. Those are really some shitty war plans. This only proves one thing. Jeff Goldberg has never seen a war plan or an attack plan, as he now calls it, not even close. What do you say to that part?
Repeat that last part again.
The one where he says this only proves one thing, that part?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Goldberg has never seen a war plan or an attack plan, as he now calls it, not even close.
But he saw every message that y'all had in there.
Exactly. And exactly. And once I finish the article, we're going to go through the messages because we found the main one, the one that they keep highlighting. But I went to CNN, and CNN has the entire conversation. I mean, when I was scrolling through, I didn't think it was going to end. Like, that conversation was lengthy. It was about, shoot, if I had to count, 30 plus text messages. Back and forth. And Jeff Goldberg was in that chat seeing all of that. So we're going to go through that after I finish this article. He then said he was traveling to the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command region to meet with commanders whom he described as the guys who make real war plans and talking to troops. Hegseth then said, we will continue to do our job while the media does what it does best, peddle hoaxes. Hegseth's tough talking post attracted lots of attention on social media and much mockery. Someone said, you are the most unqualified and inept defense secretary in the history of the United States. Congratulations. And someone said, now listen, this first off, this username is wild. Wu-Tang is for the children. What a username. And this is, how do you explain this, you drunken bastard? And this post right here, this is the main one right here that everybody has seen. Let me share my screen right quick. This one right here, this is the main text that I guess you can say made its rounds, that made people really get invested into this story if they wanted to, was this part right here. It's crazy that something like this is out there for public consumption.
And also, do you know that the downloads for that app went up?
I'm sure the people over at Signal were very happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that main text right there. But like I said, we're gonna go on CNN because they have the whole conversation. Like, if it's not the whole conversation, it's a good chunk of it. Did you see the whole conversation?
But what they
Okay.
fail to understand, a lot of these people that are trying to defend this, they had timestamps. I'm not talking about when they sent the messages, like timestamps of when they were coordinating this attack. You just told all your enemies how long it takes you in a average situation to get your strike out. So now they know how to plan theirs.
You basically showed your hand. Both hands. This person said, where did you copy this attack schedule from? Transferring info from a secure government system to a personal device isn't just reckless, it's criminally stupid. This is exactly the kind of vulnerability foreign adversaries exploit, and it puts our troops' lives at risk. Another person said, so the high-value target that was in a certain location, as mentioned on the signal chat, would have just stayed put if he had 2 hours advance notice? Laughable. Someone else says, so you admit senior officials were coordinating military action over Signal, a group chat app, but want a gold star because the plans weren't technically classified. That is not a flex, Pete. That is an indictment. Someone else said, resign. You, through gross negligence, recklessly mishandled classified and sensitive information. If I would have done that during my time in the service, I would have been discharged at the least. Hold yourself to the same standards you'd hold your troops. Another person said, it's really shocking to hear the Secretary of Defense of the most powerful country on earth speak like this. Honestly, you should resign. And it goes on and on and on and on. It's a lot of messages, but they pretty much all say the same exact thing. Like, people was
Did you see his response?
And rightfully so. To what they said. To what they said.
To when the reporters asked him about it.
I don't know if I did. Do you have it?
I sent it's in the back.
Oh, the one, the YouTube one. Okay, hold on.
He's gonna channel his inner Trump.
Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and pull this over here so we can share this with the family. Let's see what he about to say. Oops, my bad. And the title of the video is Pete Hegseth denies war plans were discussed in the Signal chat. So let's see what he's talking about.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does. I would love to comment on the Houthi campaign because of the skill and courage of our troops. I've monitored it very closely from the beginning. And you see, we've been managing 4 years of deferred maintenance under the Trump administration. Our troops, our sailors were getting shot at as targets. Our ships couldn't sail through. And when they did shoot back, it was purely defensively or at shacks in Yemen. President Trump said, no more. We will reestablish deterrence. We will open freedom of navigation, and we will ultimately decimate the Houthis, which is exactly what we're doing as we speak from the beginning, overwhelmingly.
Why were those details shared on Signal, and how did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types of weapons used?
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
Okay. So
it might have been a war plan, but you text what you were doing. And the Israelis already told you, we gave you information. So even though we don't know what they told you, you might have wrote that in there. You might have gotten the information from them to put that word in those screenshots. You gave that to a reporter, sir.
Exactly. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter that if it was war plans or not. It's the fact that you gave classified information and you put it in a open group chat where anybody could have been in there clearly, and now it got out. So it doesn't matter if it was war plans or not. It was a discussion that wasn't even supposed to be had on a platform like that.
Imagine if the dummy Democrats did this.
Oh, you already know how they would have had a field day with it.
They'd have been saying everybody need to be arrested.
Oh yeah. Everyone needs to be arrested. People need to be resigned. People need to be charged. There need to be some fines paid. You already know how it would have went down.
reparations.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm not making
So-
a joke out of it, family. I'm just saying they would say you need to pay any servicemen that would have lost their lives if this would have went south. You'd have to pay them reparations.
Oh, I
Their
wouldn't be
family.
surprised by that because you talked about it. I got a video coming about it too. What Trump
Mhm.
said about people in January 6th that they need restitution for what?
The pardon wasn't enough.
Apparently not.
Oh, I know, because they still got the Fed charge on there. That's right. That's right.
Mm,
Can't get no job with no Fed charge.
right. All right. All right, y'all. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with y'all what I said about with CNN, because again, this right here has if it's not the entire conversation, it's a good chunk of it. It's a lot. So I'm gonna just skip past all the text and get what the write up and get straight to the text messages. So this is it right here. So this is the name of the group. Houthi PC small group has 19 members, and as you can see right here, whose name is right there? Michael Waltz added you to the group. So this confirms that Michael Waltz did do that. You know, they just didn't make it up. It says it right here. He added you to the group, and by you, he's talking about the reporter, right?
Right. Because these are all the reported screenshots.
Yes. So this is the screenshots from Jeffrey Goldberg over at the Atlantic, the one that they're trying to say is lying. But it says it right here that he got added to the group. Disappearing message time was set to 1 week. They are so dumb.
A week. You're supposed to disappear after a
week?
day.
A week? Are you serious? Y'all gonna let those messages linger in that chat for a week? They would have been better off saying, let's do it after an hour. That way it wouldn't be a paper trail. Now, see, oh my God.
They're arrogant on themselves, bro.
This is some wild stuff right here. But this is what Michael Waltz said. He said, team establishing a principals group for coordination on Houthis, particularly for over the next 72 hours. My deputy, Alex Wong, is pulling together a tiger team at agency chief of staff level following up from the meeting in the sit room this morning for action items, and we'll be sending that out later this evening. Please provide the best staff POC from your team for us to coordinate with over the weekend, the next couple of days and over the weekend. And the rest of them are just some comments. Can you elaborate on what they're saying right here?
Can you blow it up a little bit?
Hold on, let me do that.
Okay, so I'm seeing names.
Yeah, they're talking about people they said, I'm seeing one that says Mike Needham for state, Andy Baker for VP, Joe Kent for DNI, Dan Katz for Treasury, Dan Caldwell for DOD, Brian McCormick for NSC. So these are like for positions, I'm guessing.
Best staff POC. Oh, okay. So they want to take all these people from different departments and put them together.
Okay.
So that way they'll basically have underlings to do all like the coordination.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll just have it in one set area.
Okay, cool. Then
these are people that they trust.
Right. So now Michael Waltz is back into the conversation again. He says, team, you should have a statement of conclusions with taskings per the president's guidance this morning in your high side inboxes. State and DOD, we developed a suggested notification list for regional allies and partners. Joint staff is sending this AM a more specific sequence of events in the coming days, and we will work with DOD to ensure COS, OVP, and POTUS are briefed. So now we have JD Vance throwing his hat into the ring. Team, I'm out for the day doing an economic event in Michigan, but I think we are making a mistake. 3% of the U.S. trade runs through, is that Suez? Where's SUEZ?
The Suez Canal.
Okay.
So that's down by Panama.
Okay. 40% of European trade does. There is a real risk that the public doesn't understand this or why it's necessary. The strongest reason to do this is as POTUS said, to send a message, but I'm not sure the president is aware how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now. There's a further risk that we see a moderate to severe spike in oil prices. I am willing to support the consensus of the team and keep these concerns to myself, but there's a strong argument for delaying this a month, doing the messaging work on why this matters, seeing where the economy is, etc. Then we have this, you was ready to say something?
No, I'm just laughing at what you're reading.
Oh, like I said, that's why I have you up here, because you could break this down better than I could, because I'm trying to make sense of what it is that I'm reading. Joe Kent said there is nothing time sensitive driving the timeline. We'll have the exact same options in a month. The Israelis will likely take strikes and therefore ask us for more support to replenish whatever they use against the Houthis, but that's a minor factor. I will send you the unclassed data we pulled on BAM shipping. John Ratcliffe said, from CIA perspective, we are mobilizing assets to support now, but a delay would not negatively impact us. An additional time would be used to identify better starting points for coverage on Houthi leadership. Like, this is crazy as I'm reading this, and even though I don't have a complete grasp on it, the fact that I can see this with my own two eyes when we're not supposed to have even seen or be aware that they're talking like this.
Well, when your president tells you he's going to declassify historic files, that's why another reason is why they're not taking it seriously, because they feel like they should know this. I'm like, no, there's certain things you shouldn't know.
Okay. So now, after we got through all of this is the first message right here that we see from Pete Hegseth, from everything that we just read.
Suez was in Egypt. I don't know why I said Panama. Oh, I know why I said Panama, because I was looking at that BlackRock deal, telling them that China said you're not buying this. I'm sorry, I confused it. My fault.
So he said, VP, I understand your concerns and fully support you raising with POTUS important considerations, most of which are tough to know how they play out: economy, Ukraine, peace, Gaza, etc. I think messaging is going to be tough no matter what. Nobody knows who the Houthis are, which is why we would need to stay focused on: one, Biden failed, and two, Iran funded. Waiting a few weeks or a month does not fundamentally change the calculus. Two, immediate risk on waiting: one, this leaks and we look indecisive. Two, Israel takes an action first, or Gaza ceasefire falls apart, and we don't get to start this on our own terms. We can manage both. We are prepared to execute it. If I had final go or no go vote, I believe we should. This is not about the Houthis. I see it as two things: one, restoring freedom of navigation, a core national interest, and two, reestablish deterrence, which Biden cratered. But we can easily pause, and if we do, I will do all we can to enforce 100% OP's SEC. I welcome other thoughts.
Why do y'all keep bringing up Biden?
Even in their private, quote unquote, group chat.
BDS? Can we call it that?
And then it goes on and on and on. So Michael Walls comes back. I don't want to read every single thing, but just understand, like, this is a lot right here. And again, this is the text right here, this team update one. This is the one that made this story go viral. This text right here.
What if they had this when Obama killed bin Laden?
Or Gaddafi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you already know they would have been trying to get him up out of there.
Mm-hmm. And what if they did this, but bin Laden just left before it happened? They would have said how this administration was incompetent, and they would have tried to impeach him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, this is the text right here that went viral that everybody saw. But as you can see, there was a lot of text before this, and as you can see, as I'm scrolling, there's more text after it, and the end of it is just them basically telling everyone great work and giving themselves a pat on the head or in the back and high fiving all over the damn place. That's about it. So that's pretty much the whole thing. But yeah, that was something. I put it like that. That was something.
We in trouble. They out here.
They
out here telling everybody what we doing. They telling everybody what we doing. Well, what they're doing. I shouldn't say we. They're telling
Right.
everybody.
I'm about to say we ain't. I'm about to say that we ain't speaking no French over here. We ain't no French speakers over here.
Now I want to see what they be doing with domestic stuff. Now I want to see it.
Yeah, because now we see what they do with international. Oh, that domestic is probably a doozy.
They're probably in there talking about the crime bill.
They better hope that don't get out. But if it does, that would be very interesting. I didn't even think about that until you brought that up. What would those messages look like? What would they be talking about on a domestic front? Something that actually affects us on the home front.
Probably say we need to make sure our figures from these police precincts around the country are legit. What would be the effects of a crime bill on our economy and in these neighborhoods? What areas should we target first? How will this affect the illegal immigration? What do you think the response is going to be? How are we going to coordinate in case people go out to the streets? How do we sell it to Congress? We got to make sure to insulate the president as best we can.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, they're drafting it right now.
And the thing is, because now that this got exposed and this is international, that's a question that people are probably going to ask. What are they talking about domestically? The curiosity is probably going to be there.
As I said on my channel, I don't want to alarm y'all, but I see a T attack happen this summer.
You want to know what's so crazy is because you call stuff so accurately. You call what happened with November the 5th. You definitely called about Elon selling that app. You've been right on everything for the most part so far. You had your win rate is like at a 97.
I mean, we're 20 years, we're almost 20 years to what happened in London. I see it happening. Because them illegal immigration numbers and then try to kick people out, them numbers ain't hitting. That's why you notice the news don't even talk about it anymore. Trump don't even bring it up. That'd be a quick way to fast track getting rid of all these immigrants. Put out that crime bill real nice, especially in the summertime.
Mm-hmm. When people think everything is nice and ice on the up and up because of the summertime, they like nope.
And you know they're gonna want to see them signal chats now. Like, what did y'all know? And you watch, what did you not disclose to the people?
And the thing is, this happened in the age of social media. I think that was the worst thing that could have happened for them. If this was like back, in the day, like when social media wasn't a thing, then it would have got out. But people would have to scramble to find out what got out. But because this is social media, it got out and everyone can see it. The whole world literally saw this.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we are on here talking about it is an issue. Like this was not, I don't know about you or anybody in the chat. This was not on my 2025 bingo card.
Well, you can't say that. This is Trump. Anything can happen.
We might need a few bingo cards then because one ain't enough.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we have this, the plane crashes.
Mm-hmm.
We now have these tariffs on Wednesday.
And again, all within the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. The farmers are coming outside now against Trump. I mean, it's going to get bad. They even talking about that ketchup in them might be going up.
Not Heinz.
Mm-hmm. It's I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. I really don't. If he's trying to play big boy on the world stage, as I've said, he don't have the tools. They learned how to operate without him for 4 years. This is just showing him incompetence right now. And no, I'm not advocating for the other side.
Right.
None of them should have got voted.
This
But,
is exactly why I said 2 years ago when I decided to become a registered independent, that could have been the best thing I did, because honestly, if I was on either side, I would not be able to, in my opinion, talk about this the way that I am. Like I said, I can sit back and look at it from a distance from both
Hey, look,
sides.
when a MAGA showed up.
I see that. I see it.
Trump
Yeah, because-
2028. So let me get this right. You want an 80-some-year-old man still in office?
Yeah, because again, this is another person that believes that Trump has found evidence and proof that he can run a third term.
Great. And then because he wants to defeat Obama, and then when he gets defeated by Obama, then what? Then we're gonna have a 60-year-old man who sold the entire country out. So you're gonna trade an 80-year-old that sold us out for a 60-year-old that sold us out. How do we win? I tell you, y'all not, oh God. And you wonder why all these other countries are whooping our ass right now. Y'all wonder why. They look at the voting base and know we in trouble. They don't even have to look at the administration. They're politicians. They know how to handle them on the level. They look at the people. They look at the everyday people, and they see people like you write stupid things like that. And they laugh. No wonder they say Americans are stupid. No wonder Trump loves his base so much. You guys are non-educated idiots.
And they know it, because the thing is, if they were so educated, guess what? Here's the kicker. Y'all ready for this? I want y'all to hold on to your seat. I want y'all to hold on to y'all seat for what I'm about to say. If Trump had a base of smart individuals, like people who actually knew what they were talking about and not just running off of MAGA this and MAGA that, he would not have gotten elected. I think
You
that's
might not have made the primary.
Exactly. He wouldn't have gotten that far.
Oh boy. But this is what they wanted.
He probably sat back and said to myself, oh my God, I can't believe I pulled this off a second time. He's like, the first time was a miracle, but the second time I really got them wrapped around my finger. And after being out,
Let me know when he defeats a man. He defeated a warmonger, and then he defeated someone who couldn't even sell us what an opportunity economy is. But you want to give him a third term so he could go lose to Obama, who's going to come outside, even though we hate his guts. He going to come outside and look like the savior in the white hat. Just so y'all can have somebody to bitch about for 4 years.
So
y'all are
you're saying he's going to be out there dressed like Boss Hogg?
I meant that figuratively, but
okay.
He's going to look like the hero. Anything that Trump does negatively, all Obama says, all you got to say is, I wouldn't have done that. Then everybody be cheering for him. Unbelievable. But it's going to be fun next year when the Democrats take back control of the House. That's when it's going to be fun.
And then don't forget what's happening next year besides the midterms.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about all them governors losing their seats and mayors losing their seats?
This actually doesn't have any. It's not anything political, but I mean, if they want to make it that way, they'll find a way. The World Cup, and that is here, that is here in Canada, and isn't it in Mexico? So North America.
Hey, you think all them people internationally want to pay them tariffs?
And then you got to think 2 years after that, the Olympics is going to be in LA. So you have two major world sporting events that are going to be happening in the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm. And he playing. You already got countries telling their people don't even bother flying to the U.S. So now our tourism is going to take a hit.
They probably pissed the hell off.
Oh, yeah. On that live I did, I talked about the airline industry. They tight right now. They thought they were going to make money for the next few years. Now they mad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That turnover rate was going to be very interesting to see. And they probably like, damn, he gonna mess it up. They like they gonna have to cross their fingers and pray for a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, don't forget with all the news of what these plane crashes, that's gonna scare people to want to fly over here.
Yeah, that's what scared them. But they said they're starting to fade now. But still, nobody gonna want to pay them prices. You know, jet fuel gonna go up, which means the price of the things gonna go up.
Yeah, Mike Mellis, John, we talking about the 2028 LA Olympics. So like I said, next year is the World Cup, which is going to span between the three countries that make up the continent that is North America. And then 2 years later, you're going to have the Olympics in LA. That's why it says two major world sporting events happening within the next 4 years, all happening in the same basically location, which is very, very rare.
Yeah. But
I think that's the first time that's happened here in the States and just the continent, North America, ever to have two major sporting events happening in the same region in a matter of 4 years.
And then watch, both times he's gonna come outside and be like, we made billions off these people. We made so much money. We made so much money.
And don't forget to say he made history, because you know he made sure to say I made history by being the first sitting president to go look at the Super Bowl. He gonna do the same thing with the World Cup. And he gonna do the same thing. And gonna do the same thing with the Olympics.
Okay, and they're gonna boo you in LA. They're gonna boo you. They're gonna boo you if you show up in Canada and Mexico. They're gonna boo you because you know what you know what they're gonna tell them to do. All three of them presidents, y'all gotta show up in each country.
Oh, Nightfall, please don't give him any ideas. It's bad enough they want to go around talking about we're going to call it the Gulf of America and District of America. I'm like, what is the point?
Because he's arrogant.
Because of a title, of a label.
That's what Trump is. He's nothing but a label. How Denzel Washington he says it's a brand name. Like Pepsi, it's a brand name. That's all he is now. He's a brand name.
Yeah, all you can do is just sit there and just laugh at this nonsense. This foolishness.
You want to laugh at some more nonsense?
What's that?
Look, your favorite.
Oh God. Little Tiny Terry. He says, so much going on in the world right now, I can't keep up. You couldn't keep up regardless. You on there talking about how Meghan Markle is your competition with
I tell you the boy trying to go to jail.
When I saw that, I said I gotta do a video, and I did. But y'all will see that. Y'all will see that a little bit later. But yeah, he up there talking about he competing that Meghan Markle want to be the next Aunt Jemima. Man, wait till y'all see that video. That is straight up comedy. I'm like that. I said that woman don't even know you, and she's a bigger brand than you'll ever be.
But I told you. When I did that live about him, he want to be in Hollywood because you know now the late bloomers get to go have a career. So now he want to try to rush over there. That's why he got the manager. He got to do something after 28 because he ain't gonna be able to griff off MAGA no more.
Oh, exactly. And that's the thing. He can't. That's all. That's literally what he has set up his whole identity to be. That's why I told people if y'all ever on Twitter. And y'all go to his page, and I've showed y'all his page before. It is nothing but a shrine of him praising Trump and going against and taking digs at people who have something to say against him. That is it. That's really all you'll see over there.
But this is their president. This is all the winning. April 30th is going to be fun.
What's happening April 30th?
That's the end of the 100 days. So he gets to explain all this.
I know you're gonna go live on that.
If he does do a press conference, best believe we're gonna be in purple mode. And I'm gonna be sitting there like, yeah, you're lying, but keep going. You might even get a dinner's ready. I don't know how I'm gonna feel that day.
You know, if it's a catered event, you know he can go straight to McDeath.
How you talking about making? Oh, you know they turning on RFK, right?
Yeah, because okay, if this is what I'm thinking it's about. When I heard about this the other day, I said this dude again, another unqualifiable. This dude said to treat measles, just give them card oil
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. I forgot what it was, but
Oh, you
card
talking
oil.
about was it? Yeah, that, and then the other thing was RFK swears by methylene blue. I'm like,
But
we're
yeah,
not doing this.
when I heard that, I had to look it up for myself just to make sure that it was true. Not saying that I didn't believe it, because this is RFK at the end of the day.
Mhm.
But he said, to treat measles, give card oil to whoever has it. And first of all, the people who did it, y'all are dumb as hell. I said,
Yeah,
this is
for the
right up there.
cod liver oil and vitamin A.
I said, this is right up there with Trump saying take ivermectin for the woo. But again, going back to them not being intelligent. So these individuals gave that to people who had it, and mainly kids, because those are the ones that were most affected. Them kids and their parents ended up in the emergency room, not because everything is on the up and up, but because it backfired. They said some of them, that whatever they took, it started to turn their skin yellow. Like they were looking like that thing off of Sin City. For those who saw Sin City, know exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, listen, the whole cabinet is a clown show. Do you see Elon yesterday?
Was he up there flailing himself around again?
Yeah, he went to Wisconsin to go help old boy up there. He came out with a cheese hat on. I'm like, what we yelling? I'm like, what are we doing? Look, bro. This is, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Hold on.
Everybody.
I know y'all don't want to hear his voice, but I swear to God. He came out with this on. Like, what are we doing?
Thanks for coming.
Oh my God.
What do you think of my hat?
Y'all, the bar is low.
I'm gonna throw it out.
I'm deciding how to throw it out. I'm gonna throw it out. You guys are gonna love it. Look, I'm gonna sign my name. I'm gonna write in hieroglyphics because that's how I named my kids. And look, I'm gonna throw it out. Look, there it goes.
I don't know why the people in the front thought they had a chance to get it. Like, did you really think he was going to just pass it to someone in the front?
Bro, how do you look at this and take this man serious? Oh my God.
I guess.
Unbelievable. We in trouble.
Yeah, we really are.
We in trouble. This is the guy that was tasked to fight corruption in the government.
And did you see what his dad said? The comment that his dad recently made? I had something to say about that too. I said, now I see where Elon gets it from.
Did you see how his daughter's sitting there crashing out? His daughter's son or son daughter crashing out on him?
I'm not surprised that they are, considering they have that for a dad.
Oh my God! How now that son daughter or daughter son really gonna crash out? Find out that his daddy's about to give some check $11.5 million for another baby. Grimes has got to be sick right now. And the first wife. Oh, how many baby mama he got?
This
4,
is
5
Ashley.
now?
Ashley makes 4, I think.
Okay, Ashley's 4. He got 15?
4 and like
15.
No, 14.
14.
Or was it 15?
I think it's
14. Because remember, someone had told me that he had some woman just said one of the 3 of the 4 had just recently had a child by him. So, and that was right after Ashley said that she was pregnant by him. So I think this is 14. I said, I wish I knew that sooner, because I would have put that at the end of the commentary.
I just find it funny when white people be running around talking about we don't know our fathers. I'm like, some of these kids don't even know him.
Oh, someone in the chat says 5 baby mamas and 15 and 1 on the way.
Remember how he was caping for him?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, oh, their lives are set. I'm like, aren't y'all the same ones that say that the father need to be in a home for that kid to be successful?
Exactly. And again, I said in my video, and I'll ask you here: why doesn't Elon get the baby daddy label? Why doesn't the children's mothers? Why don't they have the baby mama label? We know why. And they try to say, oh, because he has money. So Nick Cannon got money, and they still call him a baby daddy, and all of the women, probably with the exception of Mariah, because he married her, baby mamas, and he has money. So no, you can't use that as an excuse.
Excuse me. This is the people that they expect us to listen to.
And will get upset if you go against the grain.
Yeah. But I see a couple of these MAGA aligned people saying that, you know what? I think they finally figured it out that you should be able to criticize him, and y'all shouldn't be getting upset that he's being criticized.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I said I can't wait for them real Republicans to get back up, because that's when it's going to be fun. But you know, you let them have it, because I'm just going to sit back with the good popcorn.
Right.
Because they don't get it.
Oh, Nightfall. Basic Classic doesn't stand a chance. She wouldn't even be in the lineup to get picked.
Fact. And if I'm her husband, I'd be pissed the hell off. I'm going to call up my lawyer right now and be like, listen, I want the kid right now. I want her to pay me child support, because I ain't going through this.
Right. But anyway, y'all, I think we're going to bring this to a close. I think we pretty much got our point across. Like I said, it's a lot, and it's going to be more to come. I promise you that. This is far from over, and I mean very, very, very far from over.
Oh yeah.
KG, you got anything else to say before we get out of here?
Yeah. You understand now why we voted for the couch.
Mm-hmm. And people got I don't know if I told you, I got into it with somebody about my choice to vote for the couch a short while ago. And I just had a back and forth with them, and I was like, okay. And I ended up getting petty with them in the comments to the point where they just stopped talking to me. I was like, good. That's what I wanted you to do, because the conversation was going absolutely nowhere. I can't
wait to talk about this tomorrow morning.
I saw that. And wasn't it something about TikTok in there too?
Yeah, Trump said he'd be willing to back off the tariffs if they sell TikTok. I'm like, number one, that's a private company.
Yeah.
So that ain't gonna work.
Right.
I tell you, he's not smart. He's not smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to talk about them three.
Oh, wait till you see who I have to talk about tomorrow. Ryan Cannell.
Oh, what did that idiot do now? Never mind. I want to be surprised.
Okay. All right, y'all. We about to get up out of here. Shout out to everybody that came through, everyone that was in the chat. Again, also shout out to KG for coming up and doing this collab with me, because honestly, I don't think I would have been able to do this one by myself. This actually made the conversation much more smoother and able to transition as we was going through, and also provided me extra links to stuff that I didn't even know was out there, because they just came out today and I wasn't looking for them. But again, shout out to him. There will definitely be more collabs in the future. Premiere video coming tomorrow. The next live that I'll do is going to be on Thursday. I think Thursday is the next live I'm going to do. So be on the lookout for that. And with that being said, everybody, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe. Stay pleasant, because spring is officially in the air. Thank God. And most importantly, and most importantly, be one.